Good morning. So I'm waiting for my son to wake up so that he and I can go to breakfast. And I figured while I was waiting, I would address the whole waiting in the queue thing. Because, I'm almost there. My call should be coming any day now. And I know that there's a lot of people who have a lot of questions about, what is the deal with all this waiting you have to do in the queue? Why can't LuLaRoe just send you your stuff? 2 weeks for shipping, there you go. Boom, you can go. So, me being the not very patient person I am, I'm kind of going, yeah, why is that? So I went for a hike yesterday, and of course, when you're hiking alone, you've got a lot of time to think. So I got thinking about, so why does LuLaRoe want us, or what? Why do we have to wait 8 weeks in the queue? I'm thinking right now it's because there's a lot of consultants, so they kind of have a backlog. But I think there's always a wait in the queue. And why is that? Well, there's several reasons. One of them you'll always hear about, and that's, hey, give you time to raise the initial startup costs. 8 to 10 weeks, that's a good amount of time to figure it out how you're going to do it. I won't go into how to do that here because there's plenty of videos, plenty of posts out there on Facebook and other places on how to do that. Although I do want to give a shout out. One of the girls in my group, she makes car decals. Well, she mentioned to our group that she made car decals. And the group that I'm referring to is a group of people in the queue. So we all jumped on it. And in 2 or 3 days, she made $1,700 towards her startup costs by selling car decals. So there's that. Coming up with the money, it's really think about it. You can do it. Anybody can do it. So anyways, so I got thinking yesterday while hiking, what is the purpose of this queue? Why do they do that? Well, think about it. LuLaRoe, this print, there were only about 2,500 items, pieces. That includes every style or size that was made of this print. 2,500, that's not much. LuLaRoe prides themselves in being very unique and being very fresh. Well, if they have the huge influx that they're having right now, which, by the way, your onboarding package, you get over 300 pieces in that package, carefully and lovingly packed for you by the LuLaRoe company for your success. So they want it to have great stuff in it. But in addition to that, they've also got consultants who are already selling whose inventory needs to stay fresh. So if you think about it, that's a lot of work. And to keep it fresh, and to keep it new, and to keep it exciting, yeah, I'll wait a little more for that. No problem. But 8 weeks? Really? Ugh. Okay, how about 4 weeks? How about 4 weeks and you give me my stuff? Well, okay, so 4 weeks. Let's say it's 4 weeks. 4 weeks comes and I got my boxes, awesome, and I pull it all out. Okay, now what do I do? So I do Facebook Live. Okay, I figured that one out because I see those all over the place. I do the Facebook Live. That's cool. Oh, I've got 10 items I have to ship. How do I do that? I didn't think about that. Oh, and the thank you cards too? That's right. LuLaRoe does this really, people like to do this really unique and personal touch thing. Oh, I didn't think about that either. Okay, well, we'll just do albums. I've seen those album things. I know about those. Wait a minute. How am I going to display them? I don't have a mannequin. I know I don't have to have one, but if I don't have one, how do I do it? And what about taxes? Jeepers, there's the whole tax question too. And questions, and questions, and questions. And more, and more, and more. And remember, you don't know what you don't know. So until you start watching Facebook Live sales and looking at albums, but be careful because if you do it too much, you're going to end up buying. So, there's that. But the album sales and the Facebook Live and the Periscopes, and until you start looking at those, you don't know what you don't know. So you won't know what questions to ask. And the more you do it, the more questions are going to come up. Well, I've got a great group, and we have something called a Dream Realizers Facebook group. And that's for all of us in the queue to ask all of these questions. And I ask my questions, and I get 3 or 4 different perspectives on those questions. And by the way, somebody else asks other questions I hadn't thought of. Oh, well, that's very interesting. I didn't even think about that one. What other supplies do I need? Do I have to have a lighting package? And if I don't have a lighting package, how do I do it? How do I make sure it works? And how do I store all my stuff if I'm taking it to somebody's house? How does that work? What the heck is Audrey? And over and over and over. So by being in the queue for 8 weeks, it gives you time to ask all the questions, to read other people's questions and the answers, and to find out all the things you don't know. Oh, wow, that person has her own special graphics. She has her own setup. That's very unique. I'd like to do that too. I now have time to make up some of my own graphics. There's that too. And by the way, a lot of the stuff that you do with LuLaRoe is done through Facebook Live and Periscope. For those things to be successful, you have to have a customer base. And to have a customer base for that first Facebook Live sale that you're going to do when you open the box, you got to have people in the group. How do you do that? Slowly over time. Add people to your group. Have them add people to the group. Some will leave, some will stay. Talk about the product in the group. Get people excited so that when those boxes come, they've been waiting just like you, and they're just excited. They're just as excited for it as you are, and they can't wait for that first sale that you do because you've been building this up. So LuLaRoe is pretty smart. I think that the 8 to 10 weeks is a little delayed right now simply because there's so many people coming in, so many of us newbies coming in. But still, think about it. By requiring a length of time between signing up and getting your product, think of what LuLaRoe is doing for you. They're setting you up for success. They're making this so that when those boxes show up at your door, you can open them up and get started literally right there because you have everything in place. So there you have it. Those are the thoughts from Gilbert's brain. This is what happens when I go hiking. I get thinking about things. This is nothing from the company. This is all from me and my hiking brain. So anyways, LuLaRoe, I'm all set up. I'm ready to go now. You can call. Have a great day.